at Genesis, the first book of Moses. Thank God. It reads as this. Let me give me a little water here. Sorry about that. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the depth. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Verse 6 reads, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the water from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which was above the firmament, and it was so. Verse 8 reads, and God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. Verse 9, and God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, let the dry land appear, and it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. Let's complete the first 10 verses in Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 11. Chapter 1, verse 11. Sorry about that. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, and herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. Verse 12, and the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself. He said seed was in itself. It didn't need no makeover. And after his kind, and God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And God said, let there be light in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, and for days and years, and let them be for light in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, and God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. Verse 19, and the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures that has life, and fowls that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And God created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the water brought forth abundantly after their kind, and the winged fowls after his kind. And God saw that it was good, and God blessed him, saying, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the sea, and let the fowls multiply in the earth. Verse 23, and the evening and the morning were the fifth day. Verse 24, and God said, Let the earth bring forth the living creatures after his kind, cows and the creeping thing, and the beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. Verse 25, and God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cow after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Verse 26, and God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over the cows, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. Okay, let's pause here for 1 second. This was the foundation of the earth, the genealogy of the earth. Coming from Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve was a black person of the black race. This is where the problem began here. And throughout the genealogy of Adam, from the first to the last part, God showed us and how this came to be. Racism is a main factor upon this earth. When you see drugs in the neighborhood and you see sinister minded people hide to take out people and exterminate people, this is not the will of God. It is the will of a demonic mindset. This is the reason it is essential that I show you from the first part of the Bible to the last part of the Bible, where God told me to take it and swallow it, take it and digest it. Meaning, go to the first part of the Bible from the foundation where it was created and written from the first word to the last word that was created in the Bible, the word of the true God, to show people the truth, meaning a Bible prophecy. This is not a gospel book, but is a book of commandment created by God the Father, that we all as human beings must be obedient to the word of God. That in our pilgrimage here on earth and in our conquest to find the true meaning, we must not take this as a grain of sand, but as a rock of a high places that might crush us if we do not abide by the laws, the rules, and regulations set forth by God in this book of prophecies. This is a book of commandment, commanding us that we must be obedient to the word of the living God. Now, as I go a little bit further, verse 28, Genesis verse 28 read, And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.